good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to the Revit Issues Integration with BIM Collaborate Pro presentation. So my name is Izati and I'm the application engineer here at Progressive Computer Systems. Okay, so today I'm very excited to share with you guys on how our Autodesk solutions workflows can help you to enhance the efficiency in your design process and allow you to collaborate, innovate, and also capture the future of design technology for success today. Okay. Okay, so today I'm here to share and give a help where I believe that Autodesk solution can help you to overcome the business challenges that you are facing by connecting the project data across the life cycle of your construction project. Okay, so this will allow you to maybe increase the profits and then maximize your existing resources, meet the BIM requirements, which are nowadays like becoming the increasingly common across the globe. Okay, and then you can also collaborate more effectively with your stakeholders by using our Autodesk products. Okay. So today we're going to talk about Revit and also BIM Collaborate Pro. Okay, so let's start with the BIM Collaborate Pro. All right, okay. So BIM Collaborate Pro is actually a cloud-based collaboration tools which are enabling the design teams to work in a new ways on BIM projects. Okay, so by centralizing project data in the cloud, so the architecture firms or the construction can accelerate design delivery by enabling the teams in multiple offices, even on different continents, different countries, to concurrently work on the shared models. Okay, so actually, in addition, this technology also can helps to make it easier for your companies to work fluidly on a joint venture and also on IPD projects. Okay. All right. So what is actually the BIM Collaborate Pro? Okay, so on BIM Collaborate Pro is actually a tool where companies maybe need more flexibility for remote or anytime or anywhere work. So now more than ever, using the design tools, which you are maybe currently using, for example, the Revit, Civil 3D, and also Plant 3D. So if you are using these products for your design process, so you now BIM Collaborate Pro has the feature for collaboration for Revit, collaboration for Civil 3D, and also collaboration for Plant 3D. So where you can sync your models from each of these software to the cloud to collaborate with your project teams. Okay. So you can also centrally manage your data in a unified platform or a common data environment. So usually like companies need a fewer or maybe disconnected or non-integrated apps and more streamlining of your data, right? So and also the workflow. So all documents won't be fragmented. It will be centralized in this cloud. Okay. Okay, and then okay, so BIM Collaborate Pro also can help to help the decision makers. Okay, maybe they need to have like authoring tools which maybe Revit, Civil 3D, and also Plant 3D, where you can manage your design and your design review and then get input from important projects contributors. Okay, so this is the usage of BIM Collaborate Pro basically. All right, and then we can see the features for BIM Collaborate Pro. So these products actually include these key features for Revit users, or maybe for and also for Plant 3D and Civil 3D also. Okay, so they have these features. Which the first one is Docs, which is the foundation of Autodesk Construction Cloud Platform for document management. And then they have the design collaboration module, so which helps to give customer a high degree of control over and how or with whom their project data is being shared. Okay. And then we have the features for model coordination, which is basically for clash coordination, where you have clash detection. You can do automatic clash detection on BIM Collaborate Pro. And then finally, the powerful Revit Cloud Worksharing technology that enables the real-time Revit worksharing virtually anywhere, even with the modest internet connectivity. Okay, so these are the four main features of BIM Collaborate Pro. All right. So basically, most of the companies nowadays are looking into like digitalizing your document management workflow, right? So, and you want also to manage your document based on the ISO compliant. Okay, so this thus we are actually proposing to you one of the amazing features available on BIM Collaborate Pro, which is the file container classifications. So, so on BIM Collaborate Pro, actually you can set up your folders based on the ISO 19650 for common data environment. Okay, so you can set up your folders into 4 categories, which WIP, work in progress, shared, publish, and also archive. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is basically how the folder structure that I usually create on my BIM Collaborate Pro platform. So we have the um, work in progress, share, publish, and also archive. And you also can customize it on your own lah, based on your project requirement. Okay. All right. Okay, so I will show on how the workflow can be done or can be digitalized. The construction or design workflow can be digitalized on BIM Collaborate Pro. Okay, so let's start with the WIP folder. So, okay, so I will start with the WIP phase, work in progress phase. Okay. So this is this is from Revit, right? So you open your Revit and then you can have the access to BIM Collaborate Pro, which is the Autodesk Docs. Okay, so you can open up your project. Okay, so for example here I'm signing is as an architect. So I'm working on this model that I have published from Revit. So I'm working on this model. So the first architect is doing their work on their model on architect folder. Architect work in progress folder. Okay, so for example, this architect, they want to do their work and then they want to do some editings on the models. So for example here, I'm going to add maybe a door. I'm adding a door here. So, and then once I've done with my work, I want to synchronize this model to central. Okay, so that my project team, the architect teams can also have access to this model so that they can do the work sharing concurrent, they can do editing concurrently. Okay, so I synchronize this model to central. Okay, so once done, so I have added my parts as the first architect. I have added my parts. And then, okay, so now the another architect logging in and wants to bring in their project to get latest updates of the model. Okay, so we are working on the WIP folder for architecture. So they will access the same model as the first architect. Okay. So by using this method, so multiple people or team members can work on it at the same time. So every time or when somebody syncs with the central in Revit, so you will get the latest changes. Okay, so the second architect now can see that the changes that have been made by the first architect. For example, here that the door that have been uh, designed by the first architect. Okay, so and then the second architect can also add their parts and do their work. So for example, here adding, I just show some simple example here. So I'm just adding some windows and then I sync back with Central. So I synchronize with Central again. So everyone in the WIP architecture for architecture departments can access and can have the latest updates of the model. Okay. All right. Okay, so once okay, so this is where the issues add in happen. So once the collaboration, just now when I show that the WIP folder, right, it's actually the individual project team. For example, like the architecture folder, so they are working internally, right? So they are collaborating internally. Okay, so once they are collaborating, so there might be also an issues happen, right? Okay, so this is where we have, as we know from Revit, there is uh, an add-in which is the issues add-in. Okay, so the issues add-in allows you to view and also respond to issues within the Revit model. Okay, that have been created during the review in Autodesk Docs. Okay, so on the Beam Collaborate Pro platform, so when you access the model from there, so you can when you open the model from there, you can, if there is any issues, you can create an issues from the Beam Collaborate Pro platform, and then you can view it directly on Revit. Okay, so for example here, these are the issues. I will later show how the issues can be created. Okay, so this is the issue. For example here, all the issues that have been created on Beam Collaborate Pro. Okay, so in order to use the add-in issue, so you need to create the issue first on Autodesk Docs. Okay, Autodesk Docs, which is the feature of Beam Collaborate Pro. Okay, so I'll show on how we can create a issue. One moment, I open up my browser. All right. Okay, so for example here, this is okay, I just show from the beginning. Okay, so this is the one that we have, the models that we have published into Beam Collaborate Pro. Okay, so for example here, and then I'm working on this model. So I open this model. Okay, so I can directly create issue from here. So for example, if I just want to change maybe I want to change the window size, so I create an issue here. So I click a point, so you can see that we can create an issue from here. Okay, so you can put in all the information here. Okay, this one is status is open. Okay, so I just add the description. Change the maybe the window size. Okay. All right. So okay, so once created, so you can assign the this issue to any of your project team members. Okay, so and I assign this to my name, for example. So you can also add a reference, maybe a picture or real picture, or yeah, anything lah. Okay, so you can choose to attach or not. Okay, so once done, so it will be published. It will be published as an issue. Okay, so I close this one. Okay, so if I go back to my Revit, Okay, so when I think back, the issue that I have created just now should be appeared here. Okay. Yep, this one. Okay, so you can directly open the issue and give and do the editing. Okay, so this is the location where I need to do the changes, or the next person, the person who is assigned to the issue, need to do the changes. So you can directly open from your Revit and do the editing, and also you can also update the status directly from here, the status of the issue. Okay, so for example, just in case is if the issue has been resolved, so you can just directly close, and then it will be updated on Beam Collaborate Pro also. Okay, so all the project teams will be notified that this issue has been resolved. Okay, so the issues and in actually you need to install separately from the Autodesk portal. So, or you can just Google in order to download the issues and in from here. So once you have installed, you can see that it will appear at the top. There is a tab for issues, and then you can create or manage issues to directly access the issues that have been created on Beam Collaborate Pro. Okay, so that is the functions of the issues add in. All right. So we'll move on. Okay. Okay. So this is okay. So moving on. So once the issue has been resolved, or so you want to submit the work in progress folders, sorry, the files or the models in the from the work in progress, and then you want to submit for approval by the consultants maybe. Okay, so from here, back to the Beam Collaborate Pro, so you can submit a review, and you can create approval workflow. Okay, so there are a few that I have created the template for approval workflow process. So for example, here I will create a new template for the approval process. Okay, so I will key in the template. So you can choose to have how many reviewer for this process, for this workflow. Okay, so for this one, I will just choose one reviewer only. So the initiator, I will choose the architect who will do the who will start to do the submit the documents, and then one approver, and then you also can change the status, or edit or customize the status. Okay. All right. So this one you can once it has been approved, you can choose to whether to create a copy of this model, the approved model, to be submitted into another folder. Okay, so just now, so I have created one step approval. So okay, so now the architect, they will submit their documents or files or maybe models to be reviewed. So just hover your open your models, and then for example this as an architect, I will submit this model to be approved by the coordinator or maybe the consultants. So I will choose the workflow that I have created just now, the template. So I can I can customize in the review name for this model. Okay. You can add also more files, multiple files, or any documents that you want to submit for review. Okay, so now I have submitted this model. And you can choose to notify your project team members so that they are aware that your models or documents have been submitted for approval. Okay. So you can also add on messages also. Okay. So one have the documents have been submitted. So the reviewer will have to take the next action to review the model. Okay. So this is, okay, we can see that this is the files, the documents that have been submitted, the models that have been submitted for review. So you can see that next action, this person, Nurizati, needs to take the next action to approve the model. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm signing in as the Izati, which is the maybe consultants or maybe the BIM coordinator. So you can see that she has to approve the documents that have been submitted just now. So they need to start do the review. Okay, so this is the model that have been submitted just now. Okay, so let's say if this model is being checked, and then if it is approved, then you can directly approve the model. Okay, so if there is an issue, again, if it is, you can also resolve the issue. I mean, notify the project team that there is an issue, and then you can maybe reject this model, approve or reject. Yeah, you can choose. Okay, so for example, here, if it is approved, this model is being approved. Okay, so you can see that the status will be shown as approved. Okay, so you can the coordinator can submit the review. Okay, so you can also add on some comments. Okay, so you can also submit the review. So okay, once submitted, so you can see that the review is has been closed. Okay. Okay, so the status have been changed to close, and then if you open up the files again in the work in progress folder for architects, you can see that the model just now, the status have been changed as approved. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so once this model has been approved, it will be moved to the shared folder. Okay, so okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so from the shared folder, okay, so you can see that as the architect, so you can create a new package in order to share your models to the other project teams. You need to create a package. Okay, So from here, sorry. Okay, so for example here, if architect here they want to share the models that have been approved to with another project teams, another disciplines. So go to model design collaboration on BIM Collaborate Pro. For example, here I'm signing in as the architect just now. Okay, so you need to create a package on design collaboration features by using design collaboration features. So you can just click on the plus sign. Okay, so you can choose the models that have been approved just now. So you can create a package and then rename the package to be shared with other disciplines. Okay, so just now on the WIP, not everyone can access to that. Okay, it is based on the project team. Okay, so I name this package as package 1. So once this architect have created the new package, it will be shared to the other project teams. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, as an architect, there is a new package have been created here. Right, this is the latest one. So if I click the circle, colored circle one showing that the new package has been created. Okay, so for example, now I have access to all folders. Okay, because I am the project admin. So just in case, for this example only, so now I'm signing in as the structural engineer. Okay, so now she can see that there is a new package have been created by the architect. Okay, so after this, the structural engineer need to consume the model that has been shared by the architects in order to bring in architectural model into their model. Okay, so actually you can choose which one that you want to bring into your project. Maybe you want to you don't want to bring in the latest one, so you can choose which part that you want to bring into your model. Okay, so for this example, so after this, the structural engineer. So now we can see the view from the structural engineer. So I'm signing in as the structural engineer. So she wants to consume the model that has been shared by the architectural team, so that she can bring in the models, the architectural model into the structural model. Okay, so open up the design collaboration. Okay, so we can see the timeline here. So the shared folder just now, you're going to consume the folders that have been, the models that have been shared by the architectural team. Okay. So you can click on, if for example, I want to consume this. So click on the model and then you can directly consume. Okay. So you can choose which one that you want to consume and bring the model into your model. So I consume the latest that has been published. As the structural engineer, I consume architectural model and bring in the architectural model into the structural model. Okay, so if I open up my files again as a structural engineer, I can see that the models that I have consumed from architect will appear in my consume folder. From the shared one, okay, so you can open the consume model. So that is how you can access the other project teams models and bring in other project team models into your model. Okay, so okay. All right. Okay, so this is the structural model right now. As the structural engineer, I'm signing in as the structural engineer, and I want to check if I really have bring in the models that I have consumed just now. So I open up my project. This is the only file that I can see as a structural engineer. Okay, so in order to access the architectural model, I need to open up the consume folder. Okay, this is the structural parts, the structural model, and then I want to link it with the architectural model just now. Okay, so I will use link Revit. And then I can directly link. There is options for external resources that I can open up BIM Collaborate Pro just now, and then search for the architectural model that I have consumed from the BIM Collaborate Pro just now. Okay, so I open up the consume folder. Only then I can have, I can access to architecture model. Okay, and then I can bring this model into my model. Okay, so you can see that we have bring in the architectural model into the structural model. Okay. All right. So that is how it works from the work in progress folder, and then passing through the approval workflow, document review, and then model review, and then we move to the shared folder. Okay. These are the shared phase. Okay, so this one that is showing that the structural engineer has consumed the architectural model that has been shared by the architects. Okay, so the engineer the structural engineer can do the editing and then synchronize back with central. So that is how the collaboration works on Revit and also BIM Collaborate Pro, which is all will be centralized in the cloud. Okay, so the project teams can have access to these models and can work concurrently, can do the work sharing concurrently.